Marley was dead to begin with. There is no doubt whatever about that. This must be distinctly understood, or nothing wonderful can come of the story we are going to relate. Old Marley was as dead as a doornail.
Yes, Marley died 7 years ago today, didn't he? On Christmas Eve.
What's that you say, Mr. Scrooge?
Never mind. Back to work, Cratchit.
It's rather cold in here, sir. May I build up the fire?
Coal is costly, Mr. Cratchit. There will be no more burned in this office today. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Ahem.
Sorry, sir.
Into the cold office, from the bustling street outside, comes Scrooge's nephew, Fred Hollywell. His arms are filled with Christmas packages.
Ah, Merry Christmas, Mr. Cratchit.
Ah, the same to you, Mr. Hollywell, sir.
A Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Bah, humbug.
Christmas, a humbug, Uncle? You don't mean that, I'm sure.
I do. Merry Christmas. What reason have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
Well, what reason do you have to be dismal? You're rich enough.
What's Christmas time but a time for paying bills without money? It's a time for finding yourself a year older and not an hour richer. If I could work my will, every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled in his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart. He should.
Uncle!
Nephew, keep Christmas in your own way and let me keep it in mine.
Keep it, but you don't keep it.
Well, let me leave it alone then. What good has Christmas ever done you?
Well, I have always thought of Christmas as a good time when men and women open up their hearts freely to their fellow creatures. And therefore, Uncle, though it's never put a bit of money in my pocket, I believe it has done me good. And I say, God bless it.
Hear, hear.
If I hear another sound from you, Cratchit, you'll celebrate Christmas by losing your job.
Yes, sir.
Don't be angry, Uncle. Please come dine with me and my wife tomorrow.
No, thank you.
Please, Uncle, why can't we be friends? Won't you please come?
No, thank you. I have work to do and you're wasting my time.
Well, I am sorry you feel that way. Still, I wish you a Merry Christmas.
Ugh.
Give your family a Merry Christmas. My best wishes for a Merry Christmas, Mr. Cratchit.
I will, sir. And Merry Christmas to you, sir.
Mr. Cratchit lets Fred out, only to let two other people in.
Good evening. Do we have the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley does not work here.
Oh, but the sign outside says Scrooge and Marley.
Mr. Marley died 7 years ago this very night. I never bothered to change that sign.
Oh dear, I'm so very sorry.
Mr. Scrooge, sir, as you know, at this time of year, many make charitable contributions for the poor and destitute. Many thousands are in need of common necessities, and hundreds of thousands are in want of common comforts. What shall I put you down for?
Nothing.
You wish to be anonymous.
Since you asked me what I wish, here is my answer. I wish to be left alone. I don't make merry myself at Christmas, and I can't afford to make lazy people merry. Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses? Are the poorhouses not still in operation?
I'm sorry to say they are, sir.
I support those establishments. People who are in need should go there.
Many can't go there. They are too full, and they are terrible places. Many would rather die than go there.
Well, if they would rather die, they had better do it and decrease the surplus population. Good day.
But Mr. Scrooge, sir, not even a small donation.
I said good day.
Oh dear. Well then, good day, sir. Even so, I wish you a Merry Christmas.
Goodbye. Now get out. Cratchit, I suppose you'll want the day off tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Christmas comes but once a year, sir.
A poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. But I suppose you must have the entire day off. Be here all the earlier the next morning.
Yes, sir. I will, sir.
After locking up his office, Scrooge returns home to his chambers. As he approaches the door and puts his key in the lock, his gaze chances to fall upon the knocker. There has never been anything at all unusual about this knocker, and Scrooge is not what anyone would call a man of great imagination. And yet, to his amazement, he sees not a knocker, but a face.
What's that? Marley? Jacob Marley? What? Well, it's gone now. Humbug.
Scrooge enters and locks the heavy door behind himself.
Humbug still. It was nothing. But wait, what was that sound? Humbug. What is it?
Before his eyes, a phantom passes right through the locked door, a phantom with death-cold eyes. Clasped about the ghost is a long chain made of cash boxes, keys, padlocks, and heavy iron purses.
What do you want of me? Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
Who were you then?
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
But why do you trouble me?
It is required of every person that the spirit within them should walk abroad among his fellow people and travel far and wide. And if that spirit goes not forth in life, it is condemned to do so after death. It is doomed to wander through the world and witness what it cannot share, but might have shared on earth, and turn to happiness.
Oh, fearful apparition. But why are you chained?
I wear the chain I forged in life. I made it link by link and yard by yard through greed and indifference to human suffering. Don't you recognize the chain you wear yourself?
I see no chain on me.
It was as heavy and as long as this one 7 Christmas Eves ago, and you have labored on it since. It is a fearsome chain.
Oh, Jacob, tell me more. Speak comfort to me.
I have none to give. In life, my spirit never walked beyond the narrow limits of our counting house. Now, I cannot rest. I cannot stay. I cannot linger anywhere. Weary journeys lie before me. No regrets I have now can make amends for the missed opportunities in my life.
But you are a good man of business, Jacob.
Business. Mankind was my business. The common welfare was my business. Charity, mercy, benevolence should have been my business. The dealings of my trade were but a drop of water in the ocean of my business. At this time of year, I suffer the most. Why did I walk through crowds of fellow beings with my eyes turned down and never care or help for others? Oh, wretched me!
I am so sorry for you, Jacob.
My time is nearly gone. Hear me.
I will.
I am here tonight to warn you. You have a chance of escaping my fate.
Oh, thank you, Jacob.
You will be haunted by 3 spirits.
I think I'd rather not.
Without their visits, you cannot avoid my fate. Expect the first tonight when the clock strikes 1. Expect the second at the strike of 2.
Couldn't I take them all at the same time and get it over with?
The third shall appear in his own good time. Look to see me no more, and look that, for your own sake, you remember what has passed between us.
The apparition walks backward from him, and at every step it takes, the window raises itself a little so that when the specter reaches it, it is wide open. The ghost floats out upon the bleak, dark night. Scrooge follows to the window and looks out. The air is filled with phantoms, wandering here and there in restless haste and moaning as they go. Every one of them wears chains like Marley's ghost. The misery with them all is clearly that they seek to interfere for good in human matters, but have lost the power to do so. Scrooge closes the window and turns to check his door, which is still locked.
Oh dear. Nonsense. It must be my imagination playing tricks on me. That's all. No doubt caused by something that I ate. That may have been an undigested bit of beef, a blot of mustard, a crumb of cheese, a fragment of an underdone potato. Yes, there's more of gravy than of grave about this. Humbug. What I need is a good night's rest. Okay. What a dream I've had. Was it a dream?
Standing at the foot of Scrooge's bed are 2 strange figures, small and smooth-skinned as children, yet white-haired as if they were as old as time.
Are you the spirits I was told would visit me? Who and what are you?
We are the ghosts of Christmas past.
Long past?
Your past. It is for your welfare that we are here.
I can think of no greater welfare than a good night's sleep.
Be careful, Ebenezer Scrooge. We are here to help save you. Rise and walk with us.
The spirits take Scrooge gently by the hand, and suddenly they are standing in an open country road with fields on either side. The darkness and mist of London are gone. Now it is a clear, cold winter day with snow upon the ground.
Good heavens! I was a boy in this place.
Come along, Ebenezer. Do you remember the way?
Remember it? I could walk it blindfolded.
Let us go on then.
Why, I remember every gate, every post, every tree. And who is this? Why, that's Daniel Costas and Robert Estes. Hello, Daniel. Robert?
These are but shadows of the things that have been. They can neither see nor hear us.
A little market town appears in the distance. The spirits lead Scrooge over a bridge across a winding river to a building of dull red brick, with a little cupola on the roof and a bell hanging in it.
It's Christmas Day. The children have gone home for the holidays, but the school is not quite deserted. A solitary child, neglected by his friends, is left there still.
Scrooge peers into the empty schoolroom where he sees a lonely boy reading by a feeble fire.
Poor boy.
His mother is dead, and he's left at school because his father holds a grudge against him. Now, let us see another Christmas Day.
Suddenly, the boy in the schoolroom is older, and the room itself is darker and dirtier. A young girl enters and throws her arms about the boy's neck.
That's Fan, my sister.
I have come to take you home, dear brother. Home, home, home.
Oh, Fan.
Dear Fan,
Father is kinder now than he was before. I again asked if you could come home, and he said yes. We are to be together all Christmas long and have the merriest time in the world. Come along now. We mustn't keep Father waiting.
Always a delicate creature, whom a breath might have withered, but she had a large heart.
So she had. You're right, Spirit.
Outside, Mr. Silas Scrooge awaits beside a fine coach. The boy runs out to his father's carriage. He starts to hug the man, but his father holds out his cane to look at him.
Still, boy. Well, they certainly haven't been overfeeding you.
I've grown, I think, Father.
Yes, well, most boys do. I've arranged a job for you. You'll start working for Mr. Fezziwig in 3 days.
Oh, Father, I had hoped we'd have him home for longer.
3 days is long enough.
My father was a stern man, but Fan was such a loving and selfless person.
She loved you. She died young, but had, I think, children?
One child, my nephew Fred.
He looks very much like his mother.
Does he? I've never noticed. I was so cross with him today.
The spirits lead Scrooge away from the school building, and now they find themselves in a busy city street. It is evening again, and the shops are dressed for Christmas time. The spirits stop at the door to one particular warehouse.
Do you know this place?
Know it? This is where I was apprenticed. Look, it's old Fezziwig. Oh, bless his heart, Fezziwig, alive again. And there's Dick Wilkins. We were the best of friends.
Mr. Fezziwig, a jovial old gentleman, adjusts his waistcoat, puts down his pen, and merrily skips down to where his apprentices are working.
Yo ho there, Ebenezer. Dick, no more work tonight, my boys. It's Christmas Eve. Clear all this nonsense away, all of it. We must make room. Life is too short for all work and no play. I say it's time for a party. Put those tables back and help me hang up the holly and the ivy.
The tables are cleared of work, and Mrs. Fezziwig and her daughters bring out a bountiful array of food and drinks. Revelers arrive from all corners of the neighborhood. The fiddler strikes up, and there is dancing and feasting all the night long.
And there I am, dancing with Belle. Ah, Belle. I had forgotten how beautiful she was. And I was quite handsome, too.
Scrooge is giddy with memory. He starts to tap his foot to the music until he notices the spirit's amused look. Young Scrooge and Belle go over to the punch bowl where Fezziwig is resting from his strenuous dancing.
Oh, there's plenty of time to drink punch when you're old like me, my boy. You should be dancing, especially when you have such a beautiful girl to dance with.
Good old Fezziwig.
Finally, the ball breaks up. Mr. and Mrs. Fezziwig take their stations, one on either side of the door, and shake hands with each guest individually as they go out, wishing each of them a Merry Christmas.
Old Fezziwig gave so much happiness to those around him.
Oh, it's insignificant, isn't it? To make these silly people feel so much gratitude and joy.
Insignificant?
Is it not? After all, what did he do, this Fezziwig? He only spent a few dollars of your mortal money on a party. Does he really deserve praise for this?
It isn't that, Spirit. Why, Mr. Fezziwig had the power to make us happy or unhappy. He could make our work pleasant or miserable, just in the way he looked at us and the way he addressed us. 1,000 such things add up, until the happiness he gave off was as great as it cost a fortune.
What is it?
Nothing particular.
Something, I think.
No, I was thinking of my clerk, Bob Cratchit. I should like to be able to say a word or two to him just now.
Come, Ebenezer, our time grows short.
The spirits once again take Scrooge by the arm, and Fezziwig's warehouse fades into mist. Once again, Scrooge sees his former self, older now, a man in the prime of his life. He sits on a bench beside the young lady with whom he'd once danced so joyously. She is not joyful now.
Hello, Belle. I'm sorry I'm late.
I thought you might not come. I know how busy you are.
I must use my time wisely in business. Why are you crying?
Another idol has displaced me,
What do you mean? What idol?
a golden one.
Now there's a double standard for you. All the world speaks so vehemently against poverty, yet it condemns the pursuit of wealth just as harshly.
I have seen your nobler virtues fall away one by one until nothing is left but one master passion, the pursuit of profit. It consumes you.
What then? Even if I have grown wiser and more astute, I haven't changed my feelings toward you.
Oh, Ebenezer, our promise to one another is an old one. We made it when we were young and poor and happy to remain so until we could improve our fortune together by patience and hard work. But you've changed. You are not the same man.
I was a boy.
Tell me truly, Ebenezer, if this promise had never been made between us, would you seek me out and try to win me now?
You think not?
A poor girl with no money to bring to a marriage? No, I don't think that you would pursue me. So let's part. You may feel sad now, Ebenezer, but I've no doubt that you'll dismiss the very thought soon, as if you were glad to awaken from a bad and unprofitable dream. May you be happy with the life that you have chosen.
Spirits, show me no more. Conduct me home. Why do you delight in torturing me?
There is one more shadow we must see.
No more, no more. I don't want to see it. Show me no more.
But the spirit takes his hand again, and now they are in a new place, a room, not very large or handsome, but full of comfort. Belle, now older, sits by the fire with her partner.
Belle, I saw an old friend of yours in the city this afternoon.
Who was it?
Yes,
How can I?
it was Ebenezer Scrooge.
Oh, Ebenezer.
I passed his office window. He had a single candle lit upon his desk. His partner, Jacob Marley, is dying, I hear. And there sat Ebenezer, quite alone in the world.
How sad.
Spirits, why do you show me these images?
We told you that these were shadows of things that have been, that they are what they are. Do not blame us.
Spirit, remove me from this place. I cannot bear it. Haunt me no longer.
Scrooge is transported back to his bedroom, where he sleeps fitfully.
Huh? Oh dear, that was a nightmare. A horrible nightmare. What's that light?
Fearfully, squinting in the bright light streaming from underneath his bedroom door, Scrooge makes his way across the room. When he opens the door, he finds that the sitting room outside has been completely transformed. The walls and ceiling are hung with living green leaves of holly, mistletoe, and ivy, from every part of which glisten bright, gleaming berries. And in the corner, two jolly, glorious giants hold up glowing torches to shed light upon the scene.
Ebenezer Scrooge, come in and know us better, man.
We are the ghosts of Christmas presents.
I don't give or receive Christmas presents. I don't believe in them.
But you have a present and a past and a future. Look upon us. You have never seen the likes of us before, have you?
No, never. Spirits, conduct me where you will. If you have anything to teach me, let me learn.
Touch our robes, Ebenezer Scrooge.
Holly, mistletoe, berries, the roaring fire, and the night all vanish. Scrooge and the spirits stand in a city street in a cold Christmas morning.
You know this place?
No, I do not.
It is the home of Bob Cratchit, your clerk.
Will we go inside?
We will, but we will be invisible and unheard.
Inside, all is a joyful rush of holiday preparations. Mrs. Cratchit and her children lay the tablecloth, while young Martha Cratchit supervises the potatoes boiling over the hearth.
I wonder what is keeping your father and Tiny Tim.
Here they are, Mother.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
You're late, Bob Cratchit. And Tim, you're cold as an icicle. Bob, you kept him outside too long.
I think Tim's growing stronger. I think his legs are growing.
Come, Tiny Tim, come sit by the fire.
The Cratchit children take Tim's crutch and help him across the room.
Oh, look how they support him.
What did you say, Ebenezer?
Nothing.
And how did little Tim behave?
As good as gold and better. He told me, coming home, that he hoped the people saw him in the church.
Yes, Mother. I thought it might be pleasant for them to remember who was born on Christmas Day. The one who made lame beggars walk and the blind man see.
Yes, Tim.
The whole family sets about to set the table and chairs and help prepare the food. The food is scant and the goose is meager, but the family treats it as though it is a magnificent feast. They all sit, say grace, and eat, proclaiming all the while that this is the best food ever. After cleaning and clearing from the meal, the family gathers around the small fireplace and eats chestnuts.
Mrs. Cratchit, would you please pour the wine?
Yes, Mr. Cratchit.
I wish to propose a toast to Ebenezer Scrooge, the founder of our feast.
Oh, the founder of our feast, indeed. I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon, and I hope he'd have a good appetite for it.
My dear, the children, it's Christmas Day.
It should be Christmas Day, I'm sure, on which one drinks the health of such an odious, stingy, hard, and unfeeling man as Mr. Scrooge. You know it better than anyone, Bob.
My dear, Christmas Day?
I'll drink to his health, for your sake and for the sake of Christmas, not for his. A long life to him, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. He'll be very merry and very happy, I have no doubt.
A Merry Christmas to us all, my dears. God bless us.
God bless.
God bless.
God bless us.
God bless us, everyone.
Spirits, tell me if Tiny Tim will live.
I see an empty chair at this table. I see a crutch without an owner. If these shadows are not changed by the future, the child will die by this time next year.
Oh, no, kind spirit. Please say he will be spared.
If he be like to die, he had better do it and decrease the surplus population.
You use my own words against me.
Who are you to decide who shall live and who shall die? It may be that in the sight of heaven you are more worthless and less fit to live than millions like this poor man's child. We have another visit, Ebenezer. Touch my robe.
The Cratchit's poor house and poor table vanish, to be replaced by the brightly lit parlor of his nephew, Fred.
Your husband, whatever do you find so amusing?
I'm sorry, my dear. I was thinking of Uncle Ebenezer. He said that Christmas was a humbug. He's a funny old fellow.
Funny? He's an irritable sort, isn't he?
He is, so he is, for all his money. And yet my mother was very fond of him. She loved him deeply.
He's very rich, but his wealth is of no use to him. He doesn't do any good with it. He doesn't even make himself comfortable with it. I have no patience with him.
Oh, I do. I am sorry for him.
Sorry? For me?
I couldn't be angry with him if I tried. Who suffers from his bad moods? Himself, always. He takes it into his head to dislike us, and he won't come to dine with us. And what's the consequence? He loses some pleasant moments which could do him no harm. I mean to give him the same chance every year, whether he likes it or not.
And every year he'll say, Christmas? Bah, humbug. Well, my husband, you are a good man to try. Let's drink to his health. Here's to Uncle Scrooge.
Uncle Scrooge.
We have more homes to visit before we must leave you. Come, Ebenezer, hold on to our robes.
Once again, Scrooge and the spirits travel through the night. They visit homes, rich and poor. In every place they visit, the spirits sprinkle blessings from out of their torches. As the night grows on, the spirits seem to grow worn, tired, old.
Spirits, what is this? Your hair has gone gray. You're older. Are spirits' lives so short?
Yes, our time upon this globe ends tonight at midnight.
Forgive me, spirit, but I see something strange protruding there from your robe. Is it a foot or a claw?
It might as well be a claw for all the flesh there is on it. Look here.
The spirit draws aside the folds of its robe to reveal two children, a boy and a girl, kneeling at his feet. They are wretched and scowling. Where graceful youth should have filled their features out, a stale and shriveled hand like that of age has pinched and twisted them.
Spirit, are they yours?
They are mankind. Do you not know them? This boy is ignorance. This girl is want. Beware them both and all of their kind, but most of all beware this boy, for on his brow, the brow of ignorance, I see written the word doom, unless the writing be erased.
Have they no refuge or resource?
Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses?
Scrooge looks frantically around, but the spirits are gone. In their place, Scrooge beholds a solemn phantom, draped and hooded, coming like a mist along the ground towards him. Its deep black garment shrouds its head, its face, its form, and leaves nothing of it visible save one outstretched hand.
Am I in the presence of the ghost of Christmas yet to come?
This phantom gives no answer, but points onward with its hand.
You were about to show me the shadows of the things that have not happened, but will happen in the time before us. Is that so, spirit?
Still, the phantom does not speak, but points onward.
Ghost of the future, I fear you more than any spirit I have yet seen. But I know your purpose is to do me good, and I hope to live to be another man from what I was. So I'm prepared to bear your company and do it with a thankful heart. Won't you speak to me?
Still, the spirit is silent.
Lead on then, spirit.
The phantom turns and Scrooge follows. He finds himself in the exchange, full of merchants and men of business, hurrying up and down, checking their watches and clinking the money in their pockets.
I don't know much about it. I only know he's dead.
When did he die?
Last night.
I thought he'd never die. What has he done with his money?
I haven't heard. Left it to his company, perhaps. He hasn't left it to me. That's all I know.
It's likely to be a very cheap funeral. I don't think I will go. Who would go?
Well, I'll go if they serve lunch. What about you?
I never eat lunch anyway. I don't think I will go.
Have these people no respect for the dead? Spirit, What purpose did that conversation have for me?
The phantom turns and points onward. The halls of the exchange are replaced by city streets.
Spirit, what quarter is this? These streets are foul and narrow. These shops and houses so poor and wretched.
The phantom leads Scrooge to a filthy storefront, choked with heaps of rags and scrap iron. Inside, an old man sits by a stove, smoking a vile-smelling cigar. Two people carrying bundles enter the shop, and Scrooge and the phantom follow.
I'm not ashamed to sell these things of his. Every person has a right to take care of themselves. He always did.
True indeed. Who's the worse for a few things like these disappearing? Not a dead man, I suppose.
You're right. If he'd been a little nicer in his lifetime, he'd have had somebody to look after him when he was struck with death, instead of lying there gasping at his last breath alone.
That's the truest word that was ever spoke.
Yeah. Open that bundle, old Joe. Let me know the value of it. You knew I'd be helping myself to a few things. It's no sin.
2 silver teaspoons, a brooch, a pair of buttons, and what's this? Bed curtains? You don't mean to say you took them down? Rings and all with him lying there.
Yes, I do. And why not? He isn't likely to catch cold with them on now, I dare say.
And I have here his best shirt. You won't find a hole in it, nor a threadbare place. They would have wasted it if it hadn't been for me.
Wasted it?
They put it on him to be buried in. Somebody was fool enough to do it, but I took it off again. A plain old shirt is good enough for the likes of him.
What's next? Will they butcher and sell the corpse as well?
As your payment. Not another 6 pence, not another penny.
Well, it all worked out in the end. He frightened everyone away from him when he was alive, only to profit us when he was dead.
Spirit, I see now, I see. The case of this unhappy man might be my own. Merciful heavens, what is this?
The scene has changed once again. Scrooge is now in a bedroom at once familiar and strange. On a bare, uncurtained bed lies a sheet-covered form. The phantom points to the shroud, its meaning clear.
And this is his poor corpse. Who is this? Who lies here unwatched, unwept, uncared for? I fear I know. If this man could be raised up now, he would not be thinking of hard-dealing business deals. Those dealings have brought him to a rich end, truly.
Still, the phantom points to the shrouded body.
Oh, Spirit, let me see some tenderness connected with a death. I beg of you.
The room darkens, then brightens again. Scrooge and the spirit are once more inside the Cratchit home. Unlike the night of the jovial Christmas dinner, it is much quieter now. The mother and children are seated around the fire.
Sewing by candlelight hurts my eyes. I don't want to show red, weak eyes to your father when he comes home. It must be almost time.
Past it, I think. He walks more slowly than he used to, Mother.
I have known him to walk. I have known him to walk with Tiny Tim upon his shoulder, very fast indeed.
So have I, often.
He was so light to carry, and his father loved him so that it was no trouble, no trouble.
Hello, my dears.
You're late. We were worried. You went to...
I couldn't stay away. We shall all go on Sunday. I promised him that. It will do you good to see how quiet and a green a place it is. My little child,
Please, Father, don't grieve so.
I'm sorry. I have you all, and that's a blessing. As life goes on, we shall part from each other one by one, but I'm sure none of us will ever forget poor Tiny Tim, shall we? Or the sad parting among us.
No, we will never forget, Father.
And I know as well, my dears, that when we remember how patient and mild he was, although he was a little child, we shall not quarrel easily among ourselves and forget our little Tim in doing it.
No, we won't, Mother, never.
Then I am happy. I am very happy.
Spirit, something tells me that the moment of our parting is at hand. Tell me, the man who was spoken of, the one who died alone and unloved, tell me who he was.
The phantom raises its hand once more, and Scrooge, turning to follow, sees an iron gate, and beyond, a gravestone.
So that is the unhappy man's grave. Before I draw near to that stone to which you point, answer me one question. Are these the shadows of the things that will be? Are they the shadows of things that may be only?
But the spirit only points with a skeletal finger to the grave at which they stand.
The course of a man's life, if persevered in, will determine certain ends. I accept it. But if he departs from those courses, the ends must change. Say it is so with what you show me.
Scrooge creeps toward the stone, trembling. Seeing the name inscribed there, he falls to his knees.
Oh, no, it cannot be. Am I that man? Am I the man who died so unmourned?
The phantom points to Scrooge, then back at the grave.
Spirit, hear me. I am not the man I was before you came to me tonight. Why show me this if I am past all hope? Good Spirit, assure me that I yet may change these shadows you have shown me. If I have another chance, I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year. I will not shut out the lessons that I have learned. Oh, please tell me I may wipe away the writing on this stone.
Scrooge, in his desperation, reaches for the phantom's hand, grasping at its robe. The garment seems to shrink, collapsing, until it becomes nothing more than
my own bedpost? My own bed. And my bed curtains. They are not torn down, rings and all. And they are here. I am here. The shadows of the things that would have been may yet be dispelled. They will be. I know they will be. I will live within the past, the present, and the future. The spirits of all three shall strive within me. Oh, Jacob Marley, heaven and the Christmas time be praised for this. I say it on my knees. Oh, Jacob, on my knees. A Merry Christmas to everybody. A Happy New Year to all the world.
Oh, really? For a man who had been out of practice for so many years, he laughed quite easily. It was a splendid laugh, a most illustrious laugh, the father of a long line of brilliant laughs.
It's morning. But which morning? I don't know what day it is. I don't know how long I've been among the spirits. I don't know anything. I'm quite a baby. Never mind. I don't care. I'm as light as a feather. I'm as happy as an angel. I am as merry as a schoolboy.
Scrooge rushes through his sitting room, throws open a window, and puts his head out. It's a clear, bright, cold day, golden sunlight, heavenly sky, sweet, fresh air. Below his window, he sees a boy walking.
You there, boy. Hello there. What day is today?
Today, why, it's Christmas Day.
I haven't missed it. The spirits have done it all in one night. They can do anything they like. Of course they can. Hello, my fine fellow. Do you know the butcher's shop on the corner?
I should hope so.
An intelligent boy, a remarkable boy. Do you know if they've sold the prize turkey that was hanging in the window? Not the little turkey, the big one.
The one as big as me?
Delightful boy. Yes, the one as big as you.
It's hanging there now.
Good. Go and buy it.
You're joking.
No, I am in earnest. Buy it on my account and tell them to send it to Bob Cratchit on Camden Street. Tell them to say that it comes from a friend and it must be there in time for Christmas dinner. Come back in 5 minutes and I'll give you half a crown.
Thank you.
Scrooge dresses himself in all his best and hurries out into the street. It's teeming with people, and Scrooge gives them each a delighted smile. He sees coming towards him the charity workers he'd been so short with the night before.
My friend, how do you do? I hope you succeeded yesterday. It was very kind of you. A Merry Christmas to you.
Mr. Scrooge?
Yes, that is my name, and I fear it may not be pleasant to you. Allow me to ask your pardon for yesterday, and will you have the goodness of accepting a donation in the amount of...
We shall not know the name amount, for it was whispered into a gentleman's ear, but it must be a generous whisper.
Lord bless me, my dear Mr. Scrooge, are you serious?
Yes, and not a bit less. A great many back payments are included in it, I assure you. Come to my office next week and we'll work out the details. Will you come see me?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And may I say, sir, Merry Christmas?
Yes, yes, my good woman, you certainly may. It's the merriest Christmas ever.
Across town at the Cratchit's kitchen, the family is gathered around a huge turkey.
Maybe it's a mistake.
It must be.
I've never seen a turkey so big.
I haven't either. It's twice as big as me.
It was addressed to us. I say we cook it and eat it and have the best Christmas feast we've ever had.
So we shall. I wonder where it came from.
Scrooge walks about the streets, watching people hurrying to and fro, patting children on the head, conversing with beggars, and finding pleasure in everything he sees. Snow falls from the bright sunny sky, and Scrooge delights in the clean, cold sensation as if he'd never seen or felt it before. In the afternoon, he turns his steps towards his nephew's house. He passes the door a dozen times before he has the courage to go up and knock. But finally, he does.
Bless my soul.
May I come in?
Of course, Uncle Ebenezer.
Merry Christmas, nephew. And to you as well, madam.
It's a pleasure.
It's more like a surprise, wouldn't you say?
Well, it's that too.
I am happy to see you. When we last spoke yesterday, you made it quite clear that
I said that Christmas was a humbug, a waste of time and money. Well, I've come to beg your pardon for all I said about Christmas. That was humbug.
it was.
I didn't know it then, but I do now. Oh, Fred, I see the image of my dear sister in your face.
She loved you very much, and she wished until her dying day that we should be close.
And so we shall be, my dear Fred.
Uncle, won't you stay for dinner? We're having friends and games and food and drink. You are very welcome.
Thank you, my dear. I accept.
The next morning, Scrooge waits in his office for Bob Cratchit, who arrives 2 minutes later than usual.
Mr. Cratchit, What do you mean by arriving here at this time of day?
I'm very sorry, sir. It won't be repeated. I was making rather merry yesterday.
Look here, I'm not going to stand for this sort of thing any longer, and therefore I am going to double your salary.
But, sir, what? Double my salary?
Merry Christmas to you, Bob. A merrier Christmas, my good fellow, than I have given you for many a year. I'll raise your salary and endeavor to help your struggling family in any way I can. We will discuss your affairs this afternoon over a bowl of Christmas punch, Bob. But for now, put plenty of coal on the stove before we freeze to death.
But, sir?
Ebenezer Scrooge was better than his word.
He did it all and infinitely more.
And to Tiny Tim, who did recover, he became a second father.
He became as good a friend, as good a master, as good a man as the good old city knew.
Some people laughed to see the alteration in him, but he let them laugh and little heeded them.
His own heart laughed, and that was quite enough for him.
It was always said of him that he knew how to keep Christmas well, if any man alive possessed the knowledge.
May that be truly said of us and of all of us.
And as Tiny Tim once observed,
God bless us, everyone.